Hello. Now then, today, what should we draw today? I know. I have some characters. Two vultures, actually, called Spitball and Snib. And I think we'll draw them today. So, they're quite funny characters. And really all they do is sit on a branch and pass comment on world events, which I suppose is pretty much what I do in a roundabout way. So of course they're vultures, so they have a very sort of basic outlook on life, because I like them, but I know a lot of people that don't. But these guys are okay. I mean, there you go. That's a step in the right direction. And they got these sort of long necks and heads with not really any feathers on as such, but a few sort of tufty bits. They're quite, well, you mustn't say ugly, because nothing's ugly, is it? They've probably got faces that only a mother could love. That's what they used to say when I was a child. I don't think you politically correct to say anything like that these days. Got to be so careful, because everybody gets offended. I don't think I've ever been offended. Then again, probably have. So, what sort of day have you had? Because this lockdown looks like it's going to carry on. I don't know what countries you're in. I'm in the UK, and that seems to be a case in point. We're actually going to stay in lockdown for the foreseeable future anyway, which is okay for me, because I got lots to do. But I know some people find it incredibly difficult. But I don't know why, really, because I suppose it's that you can't see your loved ones, and I got friends who've got grandchildren, which is very sad that they can't see them. But hopefully it won't be for too long, if everybody does what they're supposed to and stays indoors. But of course, I see in some parts of the world people are getting quite grumpy and restless, which is a bit of a worry. But what can you do? I can't really do a lot but just sit and watch what's going on. But anyway, back to Spitball and Snib. I've actually drawn these guys several times, so I pretty much know, or hopefully know, where I'm going with this. But as I say that, out comes the trusty eraser, because that's just the way the world is. I'd be lost without the eraser. like I said before, I have a rubbish bin. They can bear witness to that. Mind you, I've actually had a funny old day today where I've been losing everything. I know, it's crazy. I couldn't find a ruler just now. And I own probably a dozen rulers, because in the past I've lost them and had to go out and buy another one, and then of course as soon as you buy another one you find the one you lost. I think they call that, I don't know what it's called, Murphy's Law, is it? I don't know, something like that. Yeah. Well, I know a leprechaun friend of mine told me that's what it was called. But we had a bit of party last night, the gonks. The gonks do like a drink, like I said. And the goblins like to do, well, it's, I don't know what you'd call it really, actually. But it's like their version of river dance. And it's quite a sight to behold, actually, to see roughly 500 goblins in a line doing Irish dancing. And I did like river dance. I gotta be honest with you, I did find it very exciting when I first saw it. Very good. And that was with, what was the chap's name? Michael Flatley, that's him. Thank you. Voice in the background. Not that there's anybody here but me, but you know. We give credit to where credit is. You see, now this one, you see, but these little lines you can do on faces, on eyes and things, can quite easily alter the expression on a face. But what I'll do sometime, it won't be today, well, it might be today, I might do another video, I don't know. I'll actually do a little thing and show you how I do the expressions on various characters' faces. Now, like I said before, these aren't really lessons because I'm not really a teacher. All this is me showing you how I draw things. That's all it is. And like I said, it's a bit of fun. So, I mean, feel free to criticize. I won't listen, but you're free to criticize if you feel the need. I know some people enjoy criticizing other people's work. I've never really been one for that. I think the thing with art, and people have all got different abilities. I don't need to be told. I'm not Salvador Dali. Because if I would have been, I do like his work. But there we go. Now this is starting to take shape a bit now. Now this is all these characters do, you see. They just sit about all day. We better get the size of their bodies in, because what we have to do is you've got to put their claws in, you see, like so. Because they're going to be, this is their sort of, well, main way of supporting themselves on this branch, because they're sat on a branch, you see. Now, I did add another little character, but I've never really given him a name. So perhaps at some point I will. But he really just sits there and gazes up at Spitball admiringly. I'm going to bring that wing down. Now I don't put a great deal of detail in these wings because again, we're cartooning, so we don't need to do that. Now there's various very good books on cartooning, different techniques and things. Oh, excuse me. Glasses are falling off. Sliding down your nose. And we don't want that. There we are. You see, now this is coming together nicely. See, you've got to finish these off quickly because you've got to be aware of the time. Because normally I would colour these in. But today I'm just doing an outline. So there's that body coming around like that. And this wing can come into there like that. And don't worry too much about where the talons are, or claws, or whatever you want to call their feet. Because you can actually put the branch in wherever you want, you see, because that's the thing about it. It's your drawing, you do whatever you want. We don't want anybody getting overexcited and telling anybody else what they should be doing, or that's wrong, or that's right. Because it's all right. Everything is right. If it's your way, if it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. Don't ever let anybody tell you, oh, that's not right. Because we don't need people like that, do we? We really don't need people like that in the world. I mean, I don't really understand why critics are there at all, and anyway. Because who really cares what somebody else thinks about somebody's work? I mean, I look at a painting or a drawing, and if I'm going to hang it on my wall in my house, as long as I like it, doesn't matter, does it? Does it really matter if some chap with a double-barreled name who writes for some newspapers says whatever he says about the person who did it and what he was thinking? Because I think quite often that's a lot of nonsense. Because I've actually painted pictures before now, and I can tell you exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, what time's the pub open? Or what time is dinner? I think sometimes this constant looking for the meaning behind something is a waste of time. Because art is just something you do. You can hang on a wall and look at it and like it. We'll do this other little one down here for quickly. Because here we're down here looking up adoringly. You see, like so. I'm going to give him his beak. Now, of course, you have to remember with these little chaps is they wait for something else to die. So they can have their din-dins. But, you know, everything's got its place in the world. And we shouldn't judge, should we, really? Or maybe we should, I don't know. No, I don't think this is going to work. I think we've started him too low down, don't you think? So we're going to have to get rub it out, rub it out, rub it out, rub it out. See, this is what I say to you. I'm rabbiting on about nothing in particular. I mean, I could be talking about all sorts of things, I suppose. Politics? Ooh, no, we don't want that. None of that nonsense. None of that nonsense, do we? We're artists. We exist on a higher plane. Unfortunately, we do have to live in the same world as everybody else. So that can make things complicated, can't it? And that can make things complicated. Yeah, that sure can. But each to their own, that's what I say. Now then, we're going to have to make this little affair quite small, because he's got to fit in down here. And so we're going to bring his wing around, like so. And we'll give him his little, there he is, there we are. He's only a baby. Small lad. I would normally give it a bit more detail, but I'm very conscious of the time, because these videos you don't want to make too long. There you go. Give him a few little spots of things, and he's more or less done like that, you see. Now, I don't think there's a lot more I want to do to this picture, really. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a go. Draw a vulture. Or another bird. Because it's all good, clean fun. I do actually have a Facebook page that is Mark Rowe Art. So if you want to become a friend on that, feel free. That would be great. Because I do post a lot of things on there. A lot more nonsense. Because I don't tend to do too much serious stuff. I do sometimes. I do actually watercolor paintings. But that's not for here. Okie dokie, there you go. Catch you next time.